Young William Thompson sensed something was off. His sister hasn't shouted, "I see one," or "Did you catch anything?" for the past several minutes at this point, and his attempts for a response were left unanswered. He began pushing through the waist-high weeds on the riverbank, leaving his fishing pole still grounded in the wet dirt just a few feet from the water. He felt a strange, new silence about him that was deafening. What's up, guys? Iceman here. So this story is called River Bear, and it's already seeming to be quite alluring. So before we get into it, I'd like to first off thank you guys for your support, as this channel has been growing quite quickly, and I'd really appreciate it if you could like the video, hit the thumbs up button, and subscribe to the page if you want, and make sure to hit the bell so you're notified next time I post a video. And if you want to support me further, you can become a patron or a channel member. Links in the description below. So I hope you've braced yourself, as things are starting to seem a bit weedy with this story. Carolyn was a beautiful, young girl, only 12 years of age at the time of her death, filled with enthusiasm and spirit, and great aspirations. She recently made her local recreational gymnastics team, and although she fully embraced the elegancy of her budding femininity, she also didn't mind getting her hands dirty on her free time, and embarked on outdoor activities on any opportunity possible. She lived outside of Athens County in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. She enjoyed playing in her parents' backyard. A creek ran through it where she would catch frogs with her younger brother, often housing them in her bedroom, giving them names. In Michigan's Upper Peninsula, there are an estimated 10,000 black bears. However, bear attacks in Michigan are still relatively rare. There's typically about one report per year of a minor attack by a mother bear trying to protect her cubs. There have been 3 documented cases of fatal bear attacks in Michigan, the last one in the Porcupine Mountains in the Upper Peninsula in 1978. According to a 2016 analysis of public reports, areas with heavy deciduous forest cover were the most common locations of human black bear interactions. The second most frequent habitat type was wetlands, with some woody cover. Both of these ecologies are seen frequently across the Upper Peninsula and are popular spaces for various types of outdoor recreation and hunting. The Michigan Department of Natural Resources notes on its website that black bears are most active at dusk and dawn. They are opportunistic feeders, eating everything from insects and plants to carrion, but they can prey on small to medium-sized animals, too. Adult females generally weigh between 90 and 300 pounds, and adult males can weigh 130 to 500 pounds. The Michigan DNR has a list of tips for people who are in areas frequented by bears to avoid surprising bears, travel in small groups, and make noise. If you encounter a bear, stand your ground and then slowly back away. Do not turn away. Do not show fear and run. Do not play dead. Make yourself look bigger and talk to the bear in a stern voice. Fight back if attacked with a backpack, stick, or bare hands. Carry pepper spray, which is proved to be effective in fending off bear attacks. Carolyn and William had picked up the hobby of fishing at the river down the road every day after school. There was a small local bait shop about a quarter mile from a secluded spot in the river, which was known for decent-sized catfish and even northern pike, the elusive but feisty predatory fish that was known to put up quite a fight. She and her brother could have competitions, seeing who could bring the largest, most aggressive one to shore. William rushed through the wet, thick weeds, hurrying to the area where he last saw his sister. He was only about 30 feet away where she should have been, but the tall river plants prevented him from seeing more than a few yards in all directions. He called out her name and got no response. Suddenly, he noticed the silence. For whatever reason, the spring chorus of birds, which was normally incessant, had ceased. he could hear only the quiet sounds of the river flowing over moss-covered stones. Thoughts of concern began racing through his mind. Did she drown? Was she kidnapped? Unknown to young William, the bear had already killed his sister Carolyn, probably with very little trouble. It was able to sneak up behind her and managed to break her neck, dragging her a few yards away into a thicket to begin digging into her abdomen region in order to feast. It wasn't difficult at all. She did only weigh about 115 pounds. She was very athletic and nimble, but nothing compared to the hungry but young black bear Bruin, a juvenile just recently breaking free from its mother's nurturement. Young male black bears have a tendency to be more aggressive on average, testing their limits with competitors bent to prove their dominance at a young age. In many cases, following people on trails for miles, looking for openings, vulnerabilities, and weak points in their expressions and physical fortitude. William looked in disbelief at the scene in front of him. Carolyn's body lay still and lifeless underneath the enormous paws of the bear. Fear and horror washed over him as he stood frozen to the ground, staring at the bear, which was now attempting to cache the body. The bear had heard his approach. The huge animal lifted his snout from his kill and looked at William. The two made eye contact for an instant. Then William turned and ran. According to most authorities, turning your back on a black bear is a dangerous thing to do. Fortunately for William, the bear apparently did not see the young boy as a threat to his kill and was content to let him leave, perhaps relieved to see him go. William ran desperately, heart pounding in his chest, back to the bait shop for help. The bear was quickly euthanized when authorities arrived, but it was obvious Carolyn was beyond help. She was declared dead on the scene, most likely from a broken neck. She is believed to have gone quickly, without suffering, but that is small comfort to her grieving parents, who were devastated to learn the news. The bear was a 220-pound male, estimated to be 3 years old, and perhaps very recently leaving the care of his mother. Based on evidence gathered at the scene, it does not appear that Carolyn stumbled upon the bear and forced it to make a defensive strike. Rather, based on the injuries to the body, it seemed that the bear had singled out Carolyn as prey and made a predatory attack. Bears that show this type of behavior are nearly always euthanized to prevent further attacks, especially those found in close proximity to humans, like in the small town where William and Carolyn lived. Wow, what do you guys think about that story? It's always even more so disturbing when something like this happens to a child. I wonder what could have been done to prevent this situation, if perhaps the children could have been warned or better prepared. Bear attacks, as far as I see it, are extremely frightening, and at this point, after going over all these different attacks on my channel, I have no interest whatsoever to ever go out into bear country without proper protection. But let me know in the comments, if you will, your thoughts on this situation, and what do you think could have been done to avoid this attack, and what should we do going forward? I appreciate you guys for your time and watching this video, and again, don't forget to like the video and subscribe if you will, and I will be talking to you guys soon with more chilling tales from the Iceman.